2-1 the count here. They're going to set up away. Haynes peeks over his left shoulder. And that time called here by Franco. I think we need to put on the video board the words pace of play. Subliminal but effective. The 2-1. Haynes fires at home, and this one is hit through the right side for a base hit. We'll see if Constanza tries for third. He won't with Barfield's arm. Now it's first and second with one away.
So the inability for the Revolution to get Constanza in a scoring position earlier may have cost them a run. He's only able to move up 90 feet.
We're bringing on the cleanup hitter, Isaiah Stahada, who is 7th in the league and hitting at .326. He's got 2 more hits tonight. 2-4. 2 for 4. He's got 2 singles, a pop out, and struck out looking last time up. And Haynes, disgusted with the wetness of a baseball, throws it into his own dugout. Now they're coming out. Is Haynes okay? Or are they just discussing a little strategy?
No, I think this is a strategy discussion, and obviously Gary also is looking at the mound to see if it's okay for Haynes, if it's causing him any issues.
And now it looks like they're going to ask for grounds crew again to de-dampen that mound. And I think that was, I mean, what strategy would you be discussing here? It's first and second with 1 out. Double play is the only strategy.
Well, that's kind of a critical hitter right here with Tejeda. If you get him, you get a great shot for a walk-off. He gets a ball in the gap, it's going to score 2, and your uphill climb begins.
Well, as they tend to the mound, we'll take a break here. 5-5 here in the top of the 10th inning. Runners on first and second, only 1 away. Back in a moment. Well, we are ready to get back underway here as they tended to the mound and the plate. And the first pitch here by Mark Haynes is a strike on the outside corner. Haynes has a little bit of trouble here in the top of the 10th. Runners on first and second and only one out. The cleanup hitter Isaiah Tejada up. He is 2 for 4. Looks like the rain has stopped again here. Haynes looks at second. He'll come home. And this one high and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 2 on, 5-5 here in the top half of the 10th. Ira Lehman along with Brett Dolan. Now Haynes steps off. See if they set up outside here on the right-hander hitting Tejada. They do. And this one's swung in. This could be 2. Aarons will step on second, throw to first, and there's a double play. Great job by the Skeeters shortstop. And now the Skeeters with a chance to win it again in the bottom of the 10th, tied at 5. Meat of the order for the Skeeters won't return. Could be a walk-off. We'll find out when we get back in a moment.
Well, if the Skeeters are to win it with a walk-off at the bottom of the 10th, they'll have to do something that nobody's been able to do against Chase Hutchinson this year, get an earned run. And again, I guess you could win with an unearned run, but he's given up just one of those in 9 innings. League hitting 69 against him, 0.69.
That's the question is, why isn't he the closer on this team?
That is a good question.
He'll face the meat of the order here. One of the reasons he is in, first batter, lefty Andy Wilkins, who's already homered in this one, so it'll be a lefty-lefty matchup. 4, 5, and 6 for the Skeeters in the bottom of the 10th. Andy Wilkins, Kevin Aarons, and Anthony Jansanti. And just get the feeling this scrappy comeback team is going to find a way to do it here in the bottom of the 10th. Hutchinson, 6'5", 215 from Fayetteville, Arkansas. He's been as high as AAA Las Vegas last season with the Met system. He was originally drafted by the Astros in the 23rd round in 2008. Never made it into their system. Spent his whole career with the Mets from 2011 through 2016. 25 and 16 lifetime, a 3.31 ERA. First pitch way outside, 1 ball and no strikes account. He's got 3 career saves. 5-5 here in the bottom of the 10th inning. Skeeters trying to get a split in this series and pull to within a game of the Barnstormers. This one is low. 2-0. Wilkins has homered, walked, struck out, and flied out. He is 1 for 3 officially. Hutchinson's best year, he was 7-2 at Savannah in 2011. All in the Sally League as Wilkins swings and misses. 2 balls and a strike. A 1.82 ERA that year, struck at 91 in 84 innings. Walk 25, allowing just 61 hits in those 84 innings pitched. The 2-1. This one high and tight, 3-1. Good count here for Wilkins. Good hitters count at 3-1, or can get on to first with a walk. A winning run. This one is inside, ball 4, just missed. Great eye by Wilkins. And now the winning run down at first here in the bottom of the 10th. Wilkins runs okay, and if you had a speed demon on the bench, you'd probably go to him. And Prince and Sawatsky both with speed, but they're banged up, so I don't think either one is in the ability to run. Sawatsky has a quad, and Prince has a hip. I guess everybody has one of those, but they have problems with those too.
I understand. I followed you.
Thought I'd clarify for you, Dolan. Was that in Wayne's World when, what is her name? Swan squaring to bunt, squaring through it. That's a strike on Aarons. She's married to Alec Baldwin, Kim Basinger? No.
Okay.
Yeah, Kim Basinger says to Garth, would you like to eat dinner with me tonight, Garth? And he goes, I like to eat dinner every night. Let's see if Aaron squares again here. Pound still down at third, even with the bag, and he does square. And this one way high and outside, goes to the backstop. Wilkins will go down to second, and now that it's huge, because now a bunt would get him to third.
Why bunt when you could just wait a pitch and have somebody throw it to the screen or pass to catcher?
Yes, if the Skeeters are going to get a split in this series, it might as well be the way this series has gone, with wild pitches and pass balls and errors and name it. Hutchinson goes to the back of the mound to dig out the spikes. But that's, I think, when you're walking in, a whole bunch of people see you trip and you look back to see if there was nothing there. And you know there was nothing there. Now we're again.
Oh, come on.
There is plenty of dirt. They just put dry dirt on this thing. Are they actually going to look at it because he threw a wild pitch? What is going on?
I think your Rosenbag's being replaced.
Ah, I had a theory about that.
Yeah,
Looks like I was right. It is just a solid bag of powder now. It's solidified. He's actually using dirt. And he's trying to bounce around that rosin bag, but nothing's coming out. Skeeters will go get a new one. And we've had every delay possible except for a rain delay.
I've never seen a rosin bag delay, but that was only a couple of minutes.
First in professional baseball history. You've witnessed it right here. Aaron's not squaring here and punches this one down the right side. So now the bunt off because that's strike 2. I don't think I agree with that. If you're bunting to get him the second, why wouldn't you bunt him the third with nobody here? Now he's most
going
likely
for the kill shot, I guess, trying to win the game.
Guess so. Well, he did. He tried to go the other way. 5-5 here in the bottom of the 10th. The winning run down at second. This one is hit up the middle. This will at least get Wilkins to third. So it is a successful ground out by Aarons. And now the winning run 90 feet away with only one out. And Jan Santi will come to the plate. You couldn't ask for a better guy at the plate. You're certainly not going to walk him here. At least unconventional
Although you
stuff
might.
says that. And then you might as well walk the next two to get the force at every base if you're on that kind of a roll. Let's see if Jan Santi can end it here. Jan Santi has already been on base 3 times. He's reached on a single, a walk, and an error. He's also lined out to short, so he is 1 for 3. Big swing and a miss there. Chased the ball low and away. 0-1 the count on the former Cubs prospect.
He was up with runners at second and third, nobody out, infield in the 6th inning, and he hit a line drive right to short.
Well, if he does that now, it'll win the game. The infield is in here. The 0-1. Swung and a missed. No balls and 2 strikes to count as he waves again on a ball low and away. Albert Cordero on deck, who does have a sac fly, but Jan Santi with a chance to end it here with a sac fly of his own. The outfield is in too, so anything deep in the air will end this game.
Wild pitch, walk off right here.
You see another balk. You never know. The 0-2. There's one chop foul. Just staying alive was Jan Santi. That one grounded back into the left of home. So Jan Santi still down 0-2. I just get the feeling he's going to find a way to drive a pitch here. He's been really on the ball all night here. Again the 0-2 here to Jan Santi. Swung a hit to third, and it is bobbled by Pounds. He doesn't know where it is. Unfortunately, Wilkins had to stay at third because the ball was hit right there. Well, hit or an error. Runners on the corners with only one away, and now Cordero has a chance for his second sac fly of the game and to drive in the winning run. And they're going to score that one in E. Are they scoring that in error? Let's see here. Nothing yet. Either way, Santi's down at first. That's all we need to know for now. That's an irrelevant run. And Wilkins scores. This game is over. Let's see what Cordero can do here. The switch hitting catcher batting here from the right side against the lefty Chase Hutchinson. This one swollen and tap foul behind the plate, and they're scoring that in E5. It was a bullet. Tough play. 20 combined hits, 10 combined runs, and 2 combined errors. The 0-1 here to Cordero. Swung and a miss. The bottom fell out of that one.
Thought we might see a safety squeeze of some sort, only in the sense that with a left-hander you give Wilkins a chance to get a little further down the line, but he's been pretty close to third base.
Cordero batting from the right side. Man, is Derek Robinson in left and center fielder Travis Witherspoon in from left and center field. Big gap in right center if he goes the other way, though. Cordero down 0-2. Hutchinson's 0-2 is chop foul, slowly up third, so Cordero remains alive here. Why do I have the feeling this game, as crazy as it's been, is going to end on something even crazier? Tonight alone, we've seen pass balls, balks, errors, wild pitches. Next thing you know, we see a catcher's interference. The 0-2 to Cordero. Swung on and missed, strike 3, and there's the second out.
A little bit surprised Jan Santi didn't run in that sequence, because if you draw a throw, you potentially have a possibility of Wilkins coming home.
I don't think they would throw through, since he's an irrelevant run anyway.
That would have taken away the double play possibility that would have been there had Cordero hit a ground ball.
Well, this is Joe Benson. Benson tonight is, or I should say today. Is it tonight yet? Yeah, it's tonight. It's past 5 o'clock. It's tonight. He has fouled out, walked, grounded back to the pitcher, and struck out. First pitch here is swung, and a little number in front of the plate. Double clutch, but the throw down to first will get Benson. 2-3 on the putout from the catcher, and we will go to inning number 11. Still tied at 5-5.
On we go to the 11th. Felipe Paulino on the pitch. For Paulino, 14th appearance, 1-1, 6 saves, a 2.40 earned run average.
He has 7 straight scoreless appearances, and his 6 saves good for 3rd in the league. He will face 5, 6, and 7 here. He will start off with Travis Witherspoon. First pitch here from from Felipe Paulino is a strike. No balls and 1 strike to count. After Witherspoon, it'll be Brian Pounds and Carlos Trienfeld. 5-5 here in the top half of the 11th inning. The 0-1. Squaring to bunt here. Right side of the mound. Paulino will have to hurry. Man, he gets the speedster. 1-3 on the putout. Good idea by Witherspoon. They weren't expecting that. Almost needed a fork against Teaspoon there for that slow roller in the mud. Brian Pounds will step in. He has grounded out 3 times, and he has singled and scored. Paulino, 15 innings, 16 Ks this year. Walks are a little high for him. 8 walks, 10 hits. So we're talking about 18 base runners in 15 innings. Not horrible. Whip is 1.20. This one swung in, fouled straight back. Healthy cut by Pounds. 0-1 the count. This game now 3.5 hours old. It's time for dinner.
Yes, it is. I'm getting a little hungry myself.
Yeah. We have to supplement with a snack here. This one a strike on the outside corner. No balls and 2 strikes to count. The 0-2 here from Paulino. This one is in the dirt. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Is we'll try to get a split, then welcome in the Somerset Patriots. There's a lot around the league where you play a team, then you play another team, then you play that same team again. York's done a lot of that this year with Long Island. The 1-2. This one is high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. After these 2 games and then 2 days off, the Skeeters will have a 14-day road trip, 12 games. They will go to York for the first time to face these Revolution. Then they'll face the Ducks out on Long Island for the first time this season. Then to Somerset. And then to Lancaster. This one low and away. Did he go? They appeal. He did not. Run the count full 3-2 here on Pounds. The longest road trip ever in Skeeters history.
Is it really?
Yep. The only one close was the one that Tracy McGrady retired after.
Yeah, that killed him.
I got to tell you, that was really long because there was a. This one is hit to third. Wilkins gobbles it up, fires it to first. A little high. Did he get the tag on Pounds' head? He did. There's out number 2. Good job by Scott going up for it on an angle, then swiping Pounds. And hit him on the head on the way by. And Mark Mason not happy with the call. The York manager is going to come out all the way across from the other side of the field to argue this one. I thought he got the tag in. What'd you think?
Well, didn't that knock his helmet off? Wasn't that part of the process or not? I don't know if he thought he was on the base when the tag occurred.
Mason arguing for the second down. He's certainly not a heated argument.
No, you've got to come out. When your guy's jumping up and down, you've got to come out. Now, whether you had a better look than I did, I don't know.
I thought it was the right call. Mason going to walk back into his own dugout. So 2 down, none on. And that'll bring in Carlos Trienfeld, who homered 2 at-bats ago. Struck out last time up. It's also flied out and popped out. He's 1 for 4. That was his first home run of the year. A long time ago, Jake Hale started this game. Paulino is the 5th pitcher of the night for the Skeeters. Tied at 5-5 here in the top half of the 11th. So on swung in, chop foul back into the right of home. You know, we talked about that 20th anniversary last night. That was the 20th anniversary of the first ever game in the Atlantic League yesterday, and it was Atlantic City Surf versus the Somerset Patriots. Sparky Lyle was the manager for Somerset. Doc Edwards, who I knew from San Angelo, was the manager. Talk about long games. He managed the longest game in professional baseball history, a 33-inning game, Pawtucket versus Rochester.
Yep.
He was the Rochester manager. Cal Ripken was on that team.
Yes.
And on Pawtucket, Wade Boggs was. They played 31 innings until the commissioner finally found that they were still playing at 4 in the morning. And then they halted it. The wind was blowing in that day, so anything hit in the air was just knocked down immediately. So guys always trying to end it on one swing of the bat, and extra innings worked against them. The 0-2. Swung on a miss, strike 3. It is dropped by Cordero. He will tag Trienfeld, and that'll do it. 3 up, 3 down. Good job by Polino. Skeeters with their third chance for a walk-off win. We'll see if the third time's a charm. It'll be Derek Piles, Derek Miller, Travis Scott, 9-1-2 when we get back. Well, new pitcher on the hill here for the Revolution. That is their 6th pitcher of the night. It is Houghton Buchanan, Hawtin Buchanan. I like that name. It's got a lot of oomph to it. Well, Buchanan is 6'8", 250 from Mississippi. He has been as high as A-ball. And he will come on and pitch here. Skeeters have 9-1-2 to face Houghton Buchanan. Now Piles will step in here. He is 1 for 4. Piles has lined out to short, popped out to short, singled and scored, and flied out to right. First pitch here is in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Tied at 5-5 here in the 11th. Man, is Buchanan big out there. 6'8". Hale started this game for the Skeeters. He's 6'7". This one is high. 2 balls and no strikes.
That's a leg kick right there.
That is a I can steal with 3 strides
That's
of a leg kick.
That's Sid Finch.
That is Sid Finch. Didn't he throw 168 miles an hour?
I think he did.
And he breathed through his eyelids or something? They were showing that on that ESPN 30-30. This one is grounded towards short. Trienfeld has it. The shortstop will throw out Piles, 6'3". He had like 1 boot on and barefoot on the other.
On the beach or somewhere along there.
Combination of Sid Fernandez and Ed Lynch. And I didn't know how how they actually did it. I remember when the story came out, and it was on the cover of Sports Illustrated for April Fool's Day, but they would hide pictures of him. He'd take a picture, and then he'd vanish, and nobody knew where he was. This one is in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Derek Miller, who tied this game up in the 9th with his 3rd home run of the season.
Yeah, if you're going to tie it up, Derek, might as well win it here in some capacity.
Yeah. Not often you get the tying home run in the bottom of the 9th and the winning home run in extra innings.
You could just triple if you wanted and then score in some other capacity or manner.
We'll take it however we can get. The 1-0 here to Miller. This one is a fastball a little bit low. 2 balls and no strikes. Now if Miller should get on via a walk, a base hit, or whatever, I think you have to let him go. He's got the speed to steal a base. Buchanan said if he wasn't a baseball player, he'd have his own sports talk show. This one down low, 3-0.
Probably talking SEC sports.
Perhaps.
Ole Miss guy. Lineage there.
And the offensive MVP, playing football in high school.
His grandfather was the quarterback at Ole Miss back in the 50s. Played in the Colts in the NFL.
This one is fouled back over our heads, and Miller swinging on 3-0. What was his dad's name?
His grandfather was Raymond Brown. And if you're a quarterback at Ole Miss, down through their history, automatically, if you'd be number 3 at best. There'd be Eli and Archie would be 1 and 2.
Oh, that's true. A 3-1 here to Miller. Down low, ball 4, and the winning run down at first base. So Miller can get done here. Draws another walk, adding to that high on base percentage. Came in over 400. Travis Scott can certainly end it on one swing of the bat, but I think Scott has to take a couple of pitches here to allow Miller to steal, wouldn't you think?
Just talking about that leg kick, I'll be curious to see
there you go.
what Buchanan looks like from the stretch, because he has to uncoil with that big height of his on the mound, and I would think he'd be a little slower to the plate than others. We'll find out.
Well, he could be on third by the time that foot lands.
He's got to shorten it up here.
And with a decent lead at first. See if Buchanan throws over here. Long hold now, steps off. Does not throw, however. 5-5 here in the bottom of the 11th. It is tied it on a Miller home run in the 9th. They had a chance to win it in the bottom of the 10th and have the winning run down at first with Miller. Does not go here. This one way outside, 1-0.
All right, I've seen the shortened move. Time to run. That leg's still in the air, still hanging. It's time to go.
No stopwatch here for you, Dylan?
I used to have one. It ran out of battery, so I'll have to invoice you for that, but I'll get it.
It's your stopwatch. Miller with a pretty good lead down at first. I think he's going to go at some point. There he goes. This one swung and fouled back. Too bad. I think Miller would have had it. This one drops just below us. The kid encouraging his dad to move out of his seat quickly to go get it. There is no sense of urgency here. Nobody knows where it is. Now he's got it.
Well, Derek and Gary thought along the same lines. They saw one pitch from Buchanan, and they thought, no, it's time to run, and Miller was off with that pitch.
So 1-1 the count. Miller still a pretty big lead down at first. I think Buchanan's got a slow move to first. Miller not going this time, but the ball gets past the catcher, Tejeda, and now they get Miller down to second.
As I said last inning, why bunt or run when you could just wait and eventually a ball will go to the screen?
And now the winning run down in scoring position. Derek Miller would certainly score on any base hit, and it looks like York will bring in the outfield again. Houghton goes to the back of the mound now. They're going to call that a pass ball. Two and 1 the count here on Scott. Pretty good hitters count. Fire it home, and Scott chases a high fastball. That was way out of the strike zone, 2-2. Jeremy Barfield looms on deck should Scott not get it done here. Buchanan from the stretch. Looks at Miller at second. Double take, fires home to Scott. Swung it, belted down the right side, but way foul. And did he turn on that one? The count remains 2-2 here on Scott. What do you think? 31 innings? Want to break the record? Want to go for 35 today? Are you playing until midnight?
No.
But you're free.
No.
It's Sunday. You're not doing anything tomorrow. The 2-2. This one in the dirt, smothered this time by Tejeda. That'll run the count full. Teach any classes? Doing any games?
Yep.
What do you do?
All week, brother.
You know Buchanan, I guess it doesn't matter. Either way, he's going to face Jeremy Barfield. So he doesn't have to give in to Scott here. Scott, of course, has the lefty-righty advantage. Payoff pitch here to Travis Scott. Swung and fouled back. He did not fool Scott on that pitch. Good hack there by Scott. So we'll do the payoff pitch one more time as Scott will see pitch number 7. Five here in the bottom of the 11th inning. Scott trying to be a hero here. Again, the 3-2 to Scott. In the dirt, ball 4, and Jeremy Barfield will now have a chance to win it for the Skeeters. So back-to-back walks here by Hutchinson. That'll bring in Barfield. Barfield does not need a home run. All he needs is a base hit here. The Skeeters can walk off here in the 11th. Jeremy, 2 hits in 5 trips to the plate, both singles. He's also lined out to left and struck out each of the last 2 times out. Remember this season, insurance runs brought to you by our good friends at Texas Farm Bureau. Texas Farm Bureau members get free tickets to Skeeters games on Sundays. Just show your proof of your current membership at the Skeeters ticket office and you can get 2 free tickets to any Sunday home game. Visit your local agent to become a member today. Lindstep's Barfield leads the league in home runs with 9, 20 RBIs to boot. First pitch in the dirt. There goes Miller, and he's going to get in there.
Great read.
Miller didn't hesitate for a second as soon as Tejeda bobbled it a little bit. And now another wild pitch will get the run in. So Miller goes to second on a pass ball. He goes to third on a wild pitch. I got to think this could end on a balk or a pass ball or a wild pitch here. Barfield might not have to swing the bat.
They're going to put him on here. I thought that Tejeda had a chance to throw him out from his knees because the ball was right at his feet. But now the bases have been loaded, so all the wild pitches and pass balls negated.
But think about this move. Now, I know Barfield's one of the better hitters in the league, the reigning Atlantic League Player of the Year and all that. But you're walking Barfield to get to Wilkins, who's a left-handed hitter. Now, I know you're trying to set up the double play here, but I don't know if this is good statistical analysis here.
Well, my concern would be the wildness of Buchanan. If he falls behind 1-0, 2-0, can he throw a strike?
Also a great point. So the bases are loaded with 1 out, and the Skeeters, for the second straight inning, need a sac fly to end it. Wilkins has plenty of power to do it. He's already homered in this game. First pitch here to the Skeeters cleanup hitter, Andy Wilkins. Swung on, hit high in the air, right side, and this is going to make the seats, luckily. Just over the Skeeters dugout. No balls and 1 strike to count. Wilkins has walked twice, homered, struck out, and flied it to center. So he is 1 for 3. Came in 261, now 6 home runs and 16 RBIs. Bases are loaded here for the Skeeters, but the only runner that matters is Derek Miller at third. The 0-1 to Wilkins. Swung on it, hit into right center field for a base hit. Miller's going to score, and the Skeeters with a walk-off win here in the bottom of the 11th. They win it 6-5. Great job by Wilkins. He's the hero tonight. 3rd RBI of the game. Oh, he gets half of the RBIs for the Skeeters. He gets 3 of the 6 as the Skeeters now 3-1 in extra innings. They split the 4-game series here with York and they will move to within 1 game of first place. Take a look at the final numbers here. 6 runs, 9 hits, and no errors for the Skeeters. 5 runs, 11 hits, and a pair of errors for the Revolution. We're going to take a break. We'll come back. We'll give you the final numbers. We will give you the highlights. We'll have the player of the game and preview tomorrow's Game 1 matchup against the Somerset Patriots. All that and more when we return to the Skeeters post-game show in a moment.